Sitting round the fire, playing games with my sweet. She plays out marshmallow, gosh, that's hard to beat. Oh, how I desire to toast that mallow man, but it keeps on going back to her hand.
Come on now, let's play some Lorcana.
We'll smash some s'mores like Hans and Princess Anna. We'll
Lick a Mickey bar to his friendly face, invites you through a smorgasbord of Lord Smorcana. Hello and welcome back to Smorcana. This is episode 6.
A half dozen.
That's a lot of episodes.
A baker's dozen.
Yes, kinda.
No,
Less than
it's
that.
Definitely not.
We have so much to talk about today. We have so many goodies on the menu for you to peruse.
A panoply of sweets.
Oh, yes. A veritable Whitman sampler chocolate box of delights for you today. We just got back from our first constructed tournament yesterday, so we're going to chat all about that. We're going to talk to you about buying singles.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We've been on quite a journey buying singles. That'll be our appetizer.
Yes, and for our main course today, we're going to do a little pronunciation.
Pronunciation guide.
Yeah.
So there's some confusion out there about how to say certain card names of characters from Disney IP.
But fear not.
Yeah, we have a Disney expert in house, and we're going to consult the all-powerful internet.
Yes.
And get a resolution once and for all drawn up about how we're supposed to say certain things.
Yes. Then we're going to finish up with a dream card.
Your dream card.
I'm so excited to have
so excited.
taken the dream card pen to have inked my own dream card this week. So we're really excited to share that with you. So first, Brett, let's talk about the constructed tournament we were at yesterday. What deck did you bring?
I brought a aggro deck.
Uh-huh.
It was a variation on Steel Song. It was full of Piglet Pooh Pirate Captains.
Love him.
And Wendy Darlings, and had some flutes in there, and really just wanted to beat Ruby decks, either Ruby Amethyst or Ruby Sapphire.
Sure.
And you brought?
I brought the big old Ursula Tempo deck.
Yeah.
I call it the big old deck because we purchased a couple singles to tie it into what we're going to talk about later. We purchased a couple singles of the legendary Ursula to finish out this deck.
Yeah, round out our playset, so we finally have 4 of her because she is outstanding.
She is so cool, and she definitely does not disappoint in this deck. Whenever I can draw her, she's awesome.
Yeah. So we both took, quick decks, thinking everybody's playing Ruby Amethyst after the previous weekend, and then Popsicle, Ruby Sapphire, was coming along, and we're thinking, okay, We've played a lot of that deck, and we know it's super slow and super vulnerable to aggro.
Right.
And so we were thinking, okay, let's just go for it. Let's try to blow out all these Ruby decks. And of course, naturally, we beat the Ruby decks that we faced, and then faced so many mid-range Steel Songs.
So many. I had a bye for the first game, and you were playing a kind of like a across the table from me, and I could feel the energy from both of us go, oh, look, oh no, as we noticed what everyone was playing.
Yeah, well, because I've played Steel Song against your tempo deck a whole bunch.
Yeah.
And that's a really rough matchup for you. I mean, it's not unwinnable, but it's pretty rough. And then for me, basically, like, if I play against Steel Song with what I was playing, we have the same openers. And then after turn 2 or 3, every single card that I play is going to be less powerful than what my opponent is playing. Because we don't run Robin Hood, and we don't run Beast, and we don't have Cinderella or Tinkerbell.
Exactly.
So it was pretty rough. But, I think we both won going first against Steel Song and lost going second, pretty much. So
right. And by the same token, even though those decks were really hard to face, it was really cool to play against those decks because a lot of those cards are cards that we don't even have.
Right. I mean, it's namely that we have 0 Robin Hoods and 0 Beasts.
Yeah, right. So it was so cool to see them played.
And because our opponents were using I don't know, at least a dozen enchanted cards in their decks.
Yeah, that was very intimidating.
Yeah, it was pretty wild to see 3 Cinderella Ballroom Sensation enchanted cards on the table at the same time across for me. That was pretty rough.
A very expensive fancy deck.
Yeah. So, you ended up in second place though. So,
Boom,
so that was
boom.
pretty good.
Shout out to all of our opponents who were super nice and played really, really well. Had a great time. Seems like it's just a really good community.
And we made some trades afterwards too.
Yes.
That was really fun. That was maybe the most productive part of the event.
I was just going to say that was probably the best part of it. We had been saying for a long time that we take care of all of our cards. We have them in a lovely little binder, and we have so many foils. And we kept saying, okay, if we find someone who really wants foils, we'll be in the money. And lo and behold, we said, anybody want to trade? And someone said, well, we're looking for foils.
Namely, the gentleman who had the fully enchanted deck was on the lookout for legendary foils. And so we ended up trading our foil Rapunzel away.
Yeah.
And we got a regular Rapunzel and a Robin Hood.
Oh, we got a Robin Hood.
Our first Robin Hood.
It was after seeing Robin Hood played against us all day. It was really nice to have one in our hands.
Yeah. Yep.
Finally own one.
1 down, 3 to go.
Yeah,
Still got
we'll
the
get them.
We'll get there eventually. Still have 4 beasts to find as well.
Yes.
Swapped our foil Jim Hawkins for a Jim Hawkins and a couple of Kitas, right?
Yep.
We also got a couple of Stitch Surfers trading some foils away.
We got a Maleficent.
Yeah.
got-
Finished off our playset of Maleficent.
2 Grandma Tala legendaries.
Mhm. So we basically rounded out our playsets of 6 or 7 different legendaries by trading away our few legendary foils. So that felt really good.
Yeah, it was really awesome. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And can't wait for the next one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully another one's coming up soon. We've got a lot on our minds, a lot on the docket.
Yeah. There are a whole bunch of stores around. They all tend to have events on the same days, which is unfortunate.
That's tough.
It's like Saturdays and Tuesdays are Lorcana in New England. And so it'd be great to find some locations that are running things on Sundays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, anything like that.
Do you know why that is? They're on Saturdays and Tuesdays.
Why?
Because if you take all the letters in Saturday and Tuesday, it spells Lorcana.
Right. Holy cow.
Like take all the letters from Tuesday.
Yeah, it's an anagram. Saturday
letters
and
from
Tuesday is an
Saturday.
anagram for Lorcana. Yeah. Wow.
I know.
That's mind-blowing.
I know.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Just dropping the knowledge bombs on
I
this.
can't help it. What else is going on?
Well, there is going to be something called a Lorecast.
Ooh.
The first Lorecast on Wednesday.
That's cool.
Ravensburger's having their first Twitch stream to announce something. What it will be, we are not sure. You can hazard a few guesses.
Maybe they've been listening to us and they're going to put s'mores Lorcana parties in Walt Disney World.
We can only hope.
Wouldn't that be amazing? I think I'd probably die if that happened.
Yeah.
I would be
Perish.
so happy that I would just
Yeah.
become a ball of sun.
Slaughtered by joy. Yeah.
Yes. Probably.
But they could be announcing the new set. That seems to be likely. Probably the name of the new set, maybe if there are any new mechanics in the new set or
Sure.
anything like that.
Hopefully some new IPs.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Hopefully we get the Hunchback of Notre Dame cards we've been praying for and
Yeah.
dream carding.
Yeah, there's some language that they used in their press release or whatever that seems to hint that there might be an under the sea kind of theme to it, that there's things rising from the flood. So I don't know if that will be tying the set together or that will help inform the name of it, but we'll see.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
I hope that they also announce, I know we're all hoping for this, that they announce the competitive play locations and dates.
Yes.
Trying to plan out the summer, the rest of the year.
Right.
Free time is precious, and it would be great to know if we can attend some of the bigger events.
Right. And I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but would be cool if some of those locations were in Disney World.
It would be great. And, if that's the reason that it's taking so long to announce them, because the logistics are a little bit more difficult at
Right.
Disney World, I'm sure, than it would be at an empty convention center in Middle America. If that's the reason, that's okay.
Yeah,
But
we'd
let's-
forgive them for that.
Yeah, but let's figure out what it is. Let us know,
Yeah.
please.
Hey, Feeling hungry? Do you want to order an appetizer?
Yeah, let's get some apps in here. Oh, here they come. Here they come.
Ooh, the appetizer.
The appetizer. Oh.
Oh, it's mozzarella sticks?
Wait a second.
Wait, no, it's not.
What is that? Oh.
Whoa.
It's a host of information about how to best purchase singles for Disney Lorcana.
Duh.
Wow.
I should have known that.
Fresh out of the oven.
Yes. That always looks like mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, they're hard to discern the difference
Yeah.
between them. But, you know, I think if you look close, you kind of see some of the differences.
You know, mozzarella sticks make me feel complete, and buying singles makes me feel complete.
There you go.
You know,
Yeah.
they're not dissimilar feelings.
Yeah. Well, we've been on quite a journey buying singles because we didn't start playing until well after Floodborne released.
Right.
And so we had a lot of catching up to do. And it seemed that the most expedient way to do that was to purchase singles rather than to open a bunch of booster boxes, which were hard to find anyway, and then
Right.
hope for the best. So we did a lot of purchasing of singles. And we have a playset of almost everything in the game at this point, with a few notable exceptions. And we did it largely through buying singles.
Yeah. Now, where do you go to buy singles? Do we go to the marketplace?
Well, there are a lot of different ways you can buy singles. The first way is you can go to your friendly local gaming store,
Yep.
which can be hit or miss. Some stores don't carry singles. It does take up a lot of space and time to make that happen.
Yep.
So some stores don't carry singles at all. You can go to your friends,
Yep.
which is a great option as well, right?
Sure.
Oftentimes you get the best deals that way, and everybody's happy. You get,
Fair trades.
Yeah, fair trades, and you get to each play against better decks, you know?
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins. But failing those two locally sourced options, there are a couple of online vendors you can go to. The biggest one, of course, is TCG Player,
Ooh.
which is what we used mostly. So I'll come back to that.
Yeah.
There's also eBay, and you can go to one of the many buy-sell groups on Facebook.
Yep.
Facebook is a little bit messy sometimes. You want to make sure that there are well-referenced folks who you're buying from. It can be difficult to keep up with posts. They're not always posted chronologically, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a little bit, I don't know, sloppy on Facebook, but you can find some good deals if people are looking to unload whole collections or whole playsets of things or bulk boxes of whatever. eBay, you can also get some deals if you are watching the auctions like a hawk, but that is time consuming also. And eBay doesn't naturally sort cards in a way that's as intuitive, I would say, as TCG Player. So it's a little bit more cumbersome, but again, some deals. And then finally, TCG Player, which for my time and money ended up being the best way to buy singles. There are some ways to maximize your time and money, TCG Player.
Yeah.
Some tips from ordering hundreds and hundreds of cards off of TCG Player. First, what are you looking for a selling price per rarity? Like what's the average? What's a good price to pay for certain cards, right?
Right. How do you know it's a good deal?
Yeah. Generally, what we found was that you can pay a penny for any common or uncommon.
Amazing.
There are occasionally some uncommons that will sell for a little bit more, but you really shouldn't pay more than a quarter for any common or uncommon.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times you can find them for a penny, and many of them from one seller, but we'll get to that.
That's really cool.
For rares, except for some of the meta staples, like I'm thinking Cinderella Ballroom Sensation or Morph or the Queen's Castle Mirror Chamber, your rares you should be able to find for 50 cents and under. And your super rares you should be able to find for 50 cents and under.
That's crazy.
We found most of our rares for under 10 cents and most of the super rares for 20 cents and under.
Yeah, we'll get together a whole order of cards that's like 30 cards we need, and it's like $3.
Yeah, with shipping.
It's the best. Yeah.
We've had, I know at one point we had an order that was like 165 cards, and it was under $10, and then we completed most of our play sets for the first chapter.
Insane. So cool. So fun.
Really, really helpful. And then for legendaries, that's where prices are going to be, of course, the most expensive, and they're going to fluctuate. So you do want to check where the market prices have been going. There are graphs based on whether the prices have been rising or falling over time. So if the price on, say, Maleficent Monstrous Dragon just went up 30%, might not be a good time to buy. You might want to wait that out. Or if the price on Grandma Tala just dropped from $7 to $3, maybe finish off your playsets now.
Right.
So take a look at the most recent prices, see how they're trending, or if it's a nice level price and it has been the same for quite a while for something like Elsa, and that's what you need to finish off a deck, just go ahead and grab it.
TCG Player also helps you get an understanding of market price
Just
for
generally.
some of your favorite cards. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go on to Dreamborn, it loads the market prices from TCG Player, or you can go right to TCG Player, check the market price, and then if you're making a trade with a friend.
Exactly. It's already in your brain. You know how much these cards are going for right now.
Yeah, or, pull it up. Dreamborn actually has a trade feature where if you're trading with a friend, you can have the values of multiple cards loaded, one on one side, one on the other, and compare and make sure everybody's getting a square deal.
Awesome. That's great. I love that.
Yeah, transparency is good. Transparency in card pricing is a good thing for everybody. Make sure everybody stays happy.
Yeah, right. So now how do we know who to buy from on TCG Player?
Right. So when you add a card to your cart, you're adding that card from a specific vendor, one person who is selling that card, not from the TCG Player umbrella, right? It's one person who has that card. Now, if you went through and say you needed cards A, B, and C, and you click on, add to cart near the top of the page for those specific cards, you might end up trying to buy those cards from 3 different vendors. That's the natural way it would work, right? So one thing you can do is you can use the optimize feature, which not everybody knows about. It's not super intuitive. If you go into your cart, once you've added a whole bunch of cards to your cart, you can click optimize, and what it will do is, based on the shipping costs, it will change which vendor you're buying your cards from. So say one vendor has all the cards that you want, but cards B and C were like 5 cents more from them. It will still buy those cards from that vendor so that you don't have to pay 3 separate shipping charges.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, so that can be really handy. If you're buying a lot of cards at once, like say you're buying all of the cards for a specific deck and you loaded it over from Dreamborn, which you can do. You can export your cards that you're missing from a Dreamborn deck right into TCG Player.
Very cool.
Which is very cool, but naturally it would not be optimized. So make sure you go into your cart, you click optimize. That will help you save on the shipping costs.
Yep.
Something that we liked to do that ended up working a lot better was that if you scroll down, say you are buying a Beast Tragic Hero, and you go to the Beast Tragic Hero page and you scroll down, you can see all of the vendors that are selling that card. And by default, they're listed from lowest price to highest, but it's for the item price plus the shipping cost.
Oh.
The lowest for the item plus the shipping. So we changed the defaults when we were shopping. We sorted by item price alone. If you click on that vendor, it brings up the option to shop exclusively from that vendor. And very often, if they were selling the lowest priced Beast Tragic Hero, say,
Sure.
then they would also be selling the lowest priced Rapunzel and Zazu. I don't know.
Right.
Right? So by ignoring their high shipping charges, right, but then getting a whole bunch of cards from them at below market price, you end up with a package of cards that's saving you a whole bunch of money, right? So yeah, you might be paying $2 or $3 extra for shipping, but then if you buy 10 cards and you're saving $1 on each card, you end up with an overall package that is a lot cheaper.
And you're only paying one shipping cost. It's not like it has to come in 2 separate packages. They're just cards.
Exactly. So that's a tip for sure. Shop by vendor. Once you find a vendor with a low-priced card that you want, look at their shop exclusively and get as many cards as you can at once.
Yeah, right.
And then the extra couple bucks on shipping doesn't matter because you're saving so much on every single card, potentially.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's probably my number one tip for buying through TCG Player is sort by item price alone and then find a vendor who has a lot of what you want.
Yeah, I love that. What do you have to say about trusting new sellers on TCG Player?
So, yes, not all vendors are created equal, right?
Sure.
You have thousands of different people and they're all going to send their cards in different packaging and they all have different levels of experience on TCG Player, et cetera, right? Because it's really easy to sell cards on TCG Player. When you click on a vendor, you can see their reviews and their history and whether or not they've done a good job in the past. And then sometimes you get folks who are new to TCG Player, who are only selling a few cards, who don't have that track record. And we rolled the dice a few times and have a lot to report on it, really, because it can be the way to save a lot of money because folks are trying to establish their storefront on TCG Player. So they're selling their cards at a lower price to make up for the fact that they don't have a track record.
Sure, right? They want you to gain something by taking the bet on them.
Exactly, right? So what we found was largely very positive. I'd say we had maybe 2 negative experiences out of 20 newer vendors.
Yeah, definitely not bad.
Really not bad, right? A pretty high success rate. In one case, the vendor didn't send the cards at all. About 3 weeks went by. They hadn't updated the shipping info at all. I sent them a message. They didn't respond. At that point, once you send a message to a vendor and they don't respond for 48 hours, then TCG Player will step in and contact you and say, hey, we saw your correspondence wasn't answered. What do you want to do? And they basically will immediately refund you either to the card you used or as store credit. If you used a refund to the card that you paid with, I think it takes like a business day. If you want store credit, it's instant. So basically, if you get a non-responsive vendor and they're not sending you your stuff, TCG Player has 100% buyer protection. They guarantee that if you don't get what you ordered, then you will be compensated.
Yeah, that's really nice. I mean, that's something you're not going to get on Facebook.
Right, exactly. So highly recommend TCG Player as a whole because you are protected when you order through them.
Right.
Some things that we did were to send messages to new vendors. So if we were ordering cards from someone who had no sales yet, or 1 or 2, we send a message saying, hi, congratulations on opening up your TCG Player storefront. We're so excited for these cards. Thank you so much. And usually that would prompt a response saying, oh yeah, thanks. It's going well. Thanks for ordering. And, great things to report. We did have one instance where we bought a few cards and it was a new vendor and they didn't understand how the posting worked, where it had automatically subtracted the default shipping price, which is $4.99 from every single card. So I think we had purchased like 2 Tinkerbell Giant Fairies for $6 and 2 Be Prepareds for $3, right? So they're all like $5 off of market price. And it's like, oh, we'll scoop those up. And they said, I'm really sorry. I misposted these. I wasn't aware of how that would work. And they refunded the purchase pretty much instantly. So, it's not so bad. It's not like we were waiting in agony or something. It was like 5 minutes later. So those were our 2 negative experiences. We had like one no send and one person who had just made an error.
Yeah, that's not too bad, especially on the interwebs.
Right. And that's out of, again, dozens of orders. So really not too bad at all. Definitely encourage folks to leave reviews especially for new storefronts. If you had a good experience, leave a review for them so that the rest of us know to trust this vendor, that they'll do a good job.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it kind of works like Etsy. So it's a comparison I think of, that you want to support these people who are selling it or try to build up their storefront. So you leave them a review. Say, I really like this thing. Here's a picture of me with it.
And you do get personalized touches a lot. We've got a lot of handwritten notes from folks saying thanks for ordering. We got a lot of stickers. A couple times we got a few extra cards. Had some cool comments. Like somebody sent us like 3 honey wizards, which is really fun.
So awesome.
Yeah. So there are nice folks out there. They're just trying to sell their cards at a fair price to you. Generally, extremely positive.
Yeah.
And take a chance on some of those new storefronts. You can save a lot of money in the long run.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I would say something else to consider is how long it takes to get cards.
Yeah, how long does it typically take?
Our average was about 8 days from purchasing the cards to receiving them.
Not bad.
Really not bad. We had a few that were like 3 days and a few that were, I'd say the longest was about 2 weeks. That was an anomaly for sure. It was about 2 weeks. And that was a case of they didn't send them out for about 3 days, and it was fully across the country. And the way the weekends fell, it ended up being about 2 weeks, right? So fairly quick. I'd say most folks are really prompt about sending out the cards.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so TCG Player, recommend. Also, we've investigated selling cards on TCG Player, and that is all very, very, very easy to get started with as well.
Yeah, we'll let you know as soon as we have our sweet, sweet foils out there. We've got a lot of Chief Tuies burning a hole in our pocket, so.
Yeah, I think we have a couple of cards up there right now. We have our foil Namaris up there and our foil Beast Relentless. So a couple cards up there, just in case. Getting it going, but we'll definitely post some more foils soon under the vendor name Lorcana.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for that really tasty appetizer.
Yeah.
I'm in the mood for a main dish now. Ooh, look, our main dish has arrived.
Ooh. What is that?
It's kickon?
Kickon?
Cricken? Oh, no, I think it's pronounced chicken.
Oh, I see. Sometimes it's so hard to know how to say things.
Yep. Even words like chicken can abandon you mid-sentence.
So when you have all of these proper nouns all over Lorcana, and you haven't seen every single Disney movie, it can be really hard to know how to say anything at all.
How are you supposed to navigate all these games and all these names?
It can be overwhelming. I'm speaking, perhaps, to some of you Magic the Gathering converts out there.
Ah, MTG.
Some of y'all are showing your colors and your the fact that you haven't seen a Disney movie lately. And that's totally cool. Welcome to Lorcana. We're all under one big roof here.
Yes, and we've come up with a phrase, a term, I should say, for these magic pronunciations.
Yeah. There's a pattern that always gives away a Magic player to me. I call it the Magic Dactyl.
What's the Magic Dactyl?
So you know how you just did it.
What? I did it?
I did it. So a dactyl, for you poetry lovers, is a stressed syllable followed by 2 unstressed syllables. And I always have noticed over the years of being around card games that Magic players are unique in that they pronounce cards always in dactylic form. For instance, how would you say the name of the song that Scar sings to the hyenas in Lion King?
Be prepared.
Be prepared. And we have a card that shares that title.
Yes.
But if you come from Magic, you probably pronounce it be prepared.
Be prepared?
So there's this weird thing.
Or be prep.
Be prep, yeah. Oof. That one grinds your gears, huh?
That hurts.
But that's not specific to Magic. That's card game speak. It's going to happen, right? But this Magic Dactyl, we get be prepared. Cinderella stout-hearted, a let it go, a Stitch little rocket,
Scrooge McDuck,
a Scrooge McDuck, His name's Scrooge McDuck.
There's no other card for another McDuck.
Scrooge McDuck?
A Scrooge McDuck?
And I think it's because, and this is no shade, I just think it's like really funny to point out.
I don't think they probably don't even know they're doing it.
Right. I think it's because in Magic, there is no other media that is telling you how to say the name of a thing.
Right. Whereas these already exist in Disney movies and Disney lore. Like they're things already. People talk about let it go.
Right.
So unlike in Magic where no one says that out loud, people say all the Disney things out loud. Right.
So it just became over the years this habitual pronunciation of every single card in dactylic form. The Magic Dactyl. Let the storm rage on?
Yeah.
A let it go? A be prepared?
Oh, a be prepared is the worst one.
But, to each their own.
To each their own.
No shade.
And I have to say, right here in our very own Smorcana family, we have a disagreement about pronunciations.
You mean Into the Inklings?
Yeah. The biggest disagreement we've ever had.
It's tearing apart our marriage, for sure.
Tearing it to pieces.
Every night.
Every night we discuss it.
But, yeah. So, anyway, we wanted to maybe help along the community-wide pronunciation of certain card names. Certain card names?
Certain card names? So we've brought in a Disney expert?
That's you. You're the Disney expert.
What?
Yeah. So
I thought we were bringing in Walt Disney.
No, we're going to rely on you to tell us whether or not we're pronouncing the names of the cards right based on Disney media, pre-existing Disney media. And then we're going to cross-check that with the ultimate arbiter, Google Translate.
The arbiter. Perfect.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
So we have 10 commonly mispronounced card names.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you what the correct pronunciation is.
Yep.
And then we're going to cross-check that with the Google.
Yeah, the first one we're starting out with could be a doozy.
Yeah. So this is the toy maker from The Great Mouse Detective. He's a sapphire card. I would love to know once and for all how you would pronounce his name.
Him. His name is Hiram Flaversham.
Hiram Flaversham.
Yes.
Not Hiram.
It is not Hiram. The man is a proud little Jewish mouse. His name is Hiram. You could give it a little if you're feeling like it. Hiram Flaversham.
Or more commonly, I think in that movie, just Flaversham, right?
Yeah, that's fine. Either one is fine. That's his name.
Okay.
If you haven't seen Great Mouse Detective in a long time and you don't remember it, that's okay. Pop on Disney Plus. Have the best hour and 10 minutes of your life. Worth it.
Hiram Flaversham.
Yes. Now let's go to our advanced AI system here that's specifically made just to pronounce Lorcana cards.
Yep. Here we go.
Do you have the machine booted up?
I've got it booted up. I've typed it in. I'm making sure I have the spelling right. All right, here we go.
Ham flavor ham.
Whoa.
What? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Ham flavor ham.
Ham flavor ham?
Wow.
Wow. Okay, I guess that's it.
So everybody, you got it wrong.
I was wrong.
Ham flavor ham.
That's just a fluke. I got this next one. Don't worry.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad we know. I'm glad we're doing this because, here we are correcting everybody on their pronunciations and we had it wrong.
Would have been so embarrassing.
I know. All right. Okay. How about from the same movie? This
Sure.
is another one I hear folks getting wrong sometimes through no fault of their own. What is the name of the Great Mouse Detective?
Basil. His name is Basil.
Okay.
It looks like the word we all know to be basil, but it's Basil.
Okay.
What does our AI say it is?
Okay, let's see here. Get it typed into the machine.
Basil.
What? Basil.
Basil?
Basil.
Gosh.
Basil.
Well, the machine doesn't lie.
Basil.
It couldn't be wrong.
Huh.
Thought they said bat.
This
Maybe
is
the movie.
wild.
Maybe the movie says it wrong.
They must. They must. I know for a fact in the movie they say basil, but it's really pronounced
Basil.
basil. Okay.
Wow.
All right. This is kind of earth-shattering.
And this is changing our world. But I feel like those two, they're from the same movie.
Yeah.
That's gotta just be a fluke.
Yep.
This next one is from Lilo and Stitch.
Yep. Oh, yes, this one, yeah.
Yeah, he's the big guy. He's the guy who created Stitch.
Uh-huh.
Do you know how to
the
pronounce
alien?
this one?
I mean, I thought it was Jumba Jukiba.
Yeah, you got it right. Jumba Jukiba.
Okay.
Yep, pretty easy. It's phonetic there.
Yeah.
Jumba Jukiba.
Yeah. We've heard some wild pronunciations of this one.
We sure have.
Well, let's go to the source here and see.
Sure. All right.
Here we go.
Jummayahka.
What?
What?
What did it say?
I'm gonna try that again.
Jummayahka.
Yumayaka.
Oh, because it's Finnish for good morning.
Oh, because his character
His character's from a Finnish planet.
and creates things like the morning.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
That's
Great.
why.
Yeah.
Jummayahka.
Yumayaka.
All right. Now you all know.
Now we know.
And he never sees play, so it probably won't come up. But
And he's an alien, so it's okay that we didn't know how to pronounce that one.
Jummayahka.
Yumayaka.
That's gonna be my new ringtone.
Yeah. All right. How about another one here?
Okay.
This one has gone a couple of different ways.
Yes. Yeah, this one is a character from DuckTales. Again, we're promoting DuckTales one more time here because it's so good. If you've not seen it, you're missing out on this. And you're missing out on Don Carnage, who's the next character we're talking about.
Not Don Carnage.
No, not Don Carnage. Don Carnage.
Don Carnage.
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
So
what does our machine say it is?
I've typed in. Let me just make sure I have the spelling right here. Okay. Yeah. Here we go.
Dumb Carthage.
What? Did that just say dumb Carthage?
It did. What is it doing? This is wild.
What? D-O-N is pronounced dumb?
I guess so.
I've never felt more Don in my life.
Jeez. Dumb
Yikes.
Carthage.
Dumb Carthage.
No, you can see
Wow.
that's spelled right?
No, yeah, you spelled it D-O-N-K-A-R-N-A-G-E.
Dumb Carthage.
I don't know, man.
This machine is.
That machine's more advanced than we are. That's
Yeah.
all that I can say.
Yeah.
Okay, what's this next one that we've got here?
Oh, yes. The villain from Emperor's New Groove,
Yeah.
right? A little bit of an exotic name for
Sure.
us English-speaking Americans.
Definitely not an easy one to pronounce, but
Yeah.
if you've seen the movie, you know what it is. This one's a dead giveaway if you haven't seen the movie. You're like, oh, that person's never seen Emperor's New
Right.
Groove, which again, I would say is even better than The Gray Mouse Detective. If you have not seen The Emperor's New Groove, please do yourself the favor of watching it. This character is called Yzma.
Not Yasma.
No,
Not
please no.
Yzma?
Nope. Yzma.
Well, we'll see.
Okay, let's go to the source.
Let's go to the arbiter here. YZMA. Here we go.
YMCA.
What?
What?
YMCA.
YMCA.
Saying it's Aztec.
YMCA.
Had a YMCA in Aztec times?
You can do whatever you feel.
That's the truth.
This is wild.
This is changing
So
the
is that
whole
like
world.
there must be these little in jokes that Disney's throwing in these movies?
Yeah,
right?
they are.
They're like, oh, let's name Yzma after the Aztec word for the YMCA.
Yeah, that's what they were doing. They're geniuses.
Wow, this is mind-blowing.
Geniuses.
Okay, another difficult name.
Yeah. Throw it at me.
It gets shortened to Phil, right? Because I'm
Sure,
pretty sure
yep.
that part's right.
Yeah, that part's correct. Yep.
Our Danny DeVito voiced sidekick mentor character in Hercules.
Yes.
How would you pronounce that wild name?
Well, his full name and the name that's on the card is Philoctetes. Philoctetes.
Philoctetes. Okay.
Yes, it is a Greek name
It's not phyloctides.
No, it is not.
Taste.
It is not phyloctides. It's phylactides. The ik is very small.
Okay.
It's not phyloc. Phylactides.
Phylactides.
Yes.
Okay. Emphasis on the third syllable.
Yeah.
Okay.
More or less.
All right. Well, let's go to our machine
Okay.
here.
Full of cleatsies.
What? Full of cleatsies?
Full of cleatsies.
What does that even mean?
I don't understand how it's getting to these
What's a
pronunciations.
cleatsy?
I have no idea what a cleatsy is. Maybe because he's an athletic trainer.
Oh, he's full of cleatsies?
Yeah. And they don't know how to process the last syllable there, so it just like kept it.
Huh.
Full of cleatsies.
Full of cleatsies.
Oh.
Great. Okay.
Must not be Greek. I must have been wrong.
Or, yeah, I don't know. I don't think there was maybe a Greek word for cleats.
Yeah.
But it makes sense, right? Like he's kind of athletic, tangential, and okay.
Full of cleatsies.
Great.
Okay.
Okay, same movie.
Same movie.
Love interest.
Love that. I know who you're talking about. Purple dress. The
Purple
best.
dress, yep.
This character is often referred to as Meg, much like Phil. But her full name is Megara. Not Megara. Not Megara.
Okay.
Megara.
Megara.
Just a emphasis on the Megara.
Megara.
Mm-hmm.
Phylactides. Phylacletes.
Full of cleatsies.
Megara.
Megara.
Okay, let's go to the source here. Our advanced machine says...
Mega Man.
What?
Mega Man.
Megara.
Oh, I see. That's better.
Megara.
I accidentally clicked the translation. So it's
Megara.
so it's Welsh for Mega Man.
Oh.
And it's pronounced.
Megara.
Huh.
So this
Megara.
means this.
Mega Man.
So Megara
Yeah.
from the Greek movie, or Greek set movie, Hercules,
Yeah.
is really a Welsh name
Yeah.
for
Megara.
Mega Man.
Mega Man.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Megara. Mega Man.
Got it.
Megara.
Well, so because Hercules is like Mega Man.
Sure.
And he's nothing without her. So they cleverly called her
Megara.
Megarar.
Mega Wow.
That makes sense.
The Welsh word for Mega Man.
I can't question it anymore. I'm wrong. This is right.
This is beyond all scrutiny.
Yeah, this is
This
crazy.
is beyond all scrutiny.
It's the craziest thing that's ever happened.
If this was liable to scrutiny, then what are we doing?
What's life?
Right. So this is the absolute truth that you're getting here. Her name is
Megara.
and
Megara.
when you play her, when you want to give 3 strength to another character, you are playing.
Megara.
But it would be acceptable to translate that to
Mega Man.
Yeah, I'm gonna plop down a Mega Man here.
perfect. It's also saying that it could be Filipino, but we'll gloss over that.
Well, that's for another day.
Yeah.
We don't have enough time for that.
All right. Another one.
Okay. This is I guess you could say the quote unquote villain of Moana. Although the beautiful thing is that this character becomes Te-Fiti and is not really the villain. It's just misunderstood, mistreated. But this character is called Te-Ka. Not Tika. Not Te-Ka.
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 All right, I've got it. And there's a space between te and ka.
Yes, there is. Yep.
Okay, all right. Here we go.
Tech.
What? Are you serious?
What's it say?
Tech.
Tech?
Tech.
Like the word tech?
T-E-K. It's getting translated to T-E-K.
Tech.
Yeah, okay. So the pronunciation
Tech.
guide. The pronunciation guide says T-E-K here, so
Wow.
Tech.
yeah.
I mean, I guess. I'm curious to know what Te-Fiti is, but she's not a card.
Right, so we'll never
so
know.
the bot won't know.
Yeah.
The bot only knows cards.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got
wait.
2 more.
There is Heart of Te-Fiti. Do you want me to just put it in here and just see what
Oh.
it says?
Yeah, sure. Why don't you do that? Check it out.
Okay, I'm putting in Heart of Te-Fiti.
Fart of the Feety.
Heart of the Feety? What?
I don't know. Hold on. How do you
is
spell
that?
Tefiti? T-E-F-E-E.
F-I-T-I.
Oh, right.
Heart of the Fleetee.
Heart of the Fleety.
Heart of the Fleetee.
Yowza.
I guess that's it.
T-E.
Fleety.
T-E.
The Fleety.
That's what we were missing on the end there is the double vowel.
Yeah,
There's like an umlaut kind of effect there.
probably. All right, we've got 2 characters left here.
Yeah. Now this one, I can't imagine that this would be pronounced any differently, but you noted this down as a card that gets mispronounced.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to clarify that it should always be pronounced correctly because this character is probably the best one in the game.
Yeah. Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
That's how you say it.
I don't think I've heard that pronounced any differently.
No one has pronounced it incorrectly, but I just want to make sure to set the record straight that it should always be Winnie the Pooh. Let's just not. This really is more of a test too to make sure that our AI is working correctly. Not that I doubt it.
That's good. Yeah.
But
They can't get
it
this
can't
wrong.
mess up Winnie the Pooh.
Okay, here we go.
Whiny the Pooh.
What?
What?
What did you hear?
Whiny the Pooh.
The poop?
I think so. What?
Whiny the Pooh.
That's terrible. What is this thing? We paid a lot of money for this machine.
This machine is totally bogus.
Total bogus.
What is this?
That's nuts. I'd say throw it away, but we got one more.
Let's just check one more, just to be sure.
Okay, let's check one more.
Okay.
Okay, this last character is the villain from The Princess and the Frog.
Mm-hmm.
Although I would venture to say that the real villain of The Princess and the Frog are those guys that won't give Tiana the loan to open her restaurant.
Yeah, they're real donkey butts.
They're the worst. But the other villain is Dr. Facilier.
Not Fassler?
No, not Dr. Facilier, not
Uh-huh.
Dr. Faxilier.
Okay. Dr.
Dr.
Facsimile.
Facilier.
Okay.
Yep.
Facilier. Okay.
Yep.
Try.
Easy.
Doctor.
All right, put it in the machine. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop.
Dr. Fasthiller, hey.
What?
Fastiller hay?
It got
Doctor.
doctor.
Yeah. So it's reading it right.
Dr. Fasthiller, hey.
Fasthiller hay.
Wait, hold on. Let me see if it picks up French in there. Okay, here we go. So if we do it this way,
I'm gonna go from French.
I'm going to use the French spelling of doctor.
Oh, okay.
And see if that helps at all.
Okay. Here
we go.
Dr. Faxillere.
Faxillere?
Faxiller hay?
Dr. Faxillere.
Faxillere?
Dr. Faxillere.
Oh no.
Dr. Faxillere.
This has gone horribly
Dr.
wrong.
Faxillere.
Il s'appelle Dr. Faxillere.
What?
Yeah. Luckily, he doesn't see play, so, we never have to worry about it.
Nope.
Thank goodness for that, because
Dr. Faxillere.
we'll throw people for a real loop.
Oh, yes.
But, now we know. There are so many. That was really helpful, because those are, I'd say, were some of the most common names that folks were stumbling over.
Definitely.
And I got all of them wrong. Every single one.
Me too.
So, luckily, we have this tremendous source here to go to.
Yeah,
Set
thank
us straight.
goodness.
Yeah.
We'll keep this machine whirring in the back all the time, just in case we ever have questions.
One more note from each of us here.
Yeah.
If you say Scrooge McDuck or Flintheart Glomgold, there must be a Scottish accent to accompany them.
Yes. Flintheart Glomgold.
Scrooge McDuck.
You just can't say it without it.
Flintheart Glomgold.
Yeah, it's just too good.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Once again, if you have not seen DuckTales, check it out.
And one final note.
Yeah, be careful with the real tongue twister that is Cloud Kicker. I've never once said it right.
And you can get yourself in some real trouble.
Yeah, so just that's from us to you. Hey, how do you feel about ordering some dessert?
Yeah, let's get a little nightcap here.
Francois. What do we have on the menu for dessert today?
Madame, you have your specially requested dessert ce
Oh.
soir. You have made a dream card for the première fois, and we are very excited to share it with the listeners.
Wow, thank you. You can leave it right there.
Voilà.
Ooh.
Bon appétit.
Beautiful. Thank you, Francois.
Look at this. You made a dream card.
A dream card.
Look at you go.
Well, you helped me make this dream card.
Well, I pointed you in the right direction, but the design is yours, madame.
It's pretty cool. So this is a 3-cost inkable card, a 2/5, and it is Charlotte LaBeouf, aspiring princess.
Ooh, look at her.
She's amazing. Charlotte LaBeouf, Lottie, as they call her often in the movie, is an underrated character around Disney IP generally. You never see her on things. She never has merch, but she's incredible.
She's hilarious
Yes.
and a great friend.
And she's such a good friend. We call her aspiring princess because all she wants is to be a princess. And ultimately she gives up being a princess to help her friend. And her friend becomes a princess in turn. She's a great character. She's a character with a heart of gold. So we have her as a Storyborn ally, and her first ability is called Money for Your Restaurant. Your princess characters gain +1 lore.
Nice. There's a friend swooping in.
Yeah, so she gives money, essentially, right, to her princess friends.
Yeah. And
Which
she
makes a
quests
lot of
for
sense.
one herself, too.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay.
Her second ability is Sweatin' Like a Sinner in Church. And it says, this character gets -1 strength for each 1 damage on her.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. To balance her a little bit.
Yeah, and she's got 5 health, so she's got a pretty good butt, but, still doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
It kind of balances her out a little bit, like you said.
Because you think of like Smee has the 3-cost inkable 2/5 quest for 1 stat line.
Right.
So to have that nice ability, the first ability that she has the second one that brings her back to Earth a little bit, but she's still really good.
Yeah, she's awesome. And her flavor text is, I'll kiss him for you, honey. And that's
great.
That's that moment we were talking about where she kisses the frog to hopefully help turn her friend human again.
Right.
And it does not work.
Yeah.
I don't want to give away the ending here, but that doesn't work.
Yeah.
And she's a super rare.
Perfect.
She deserves no less.
I love this. I think you did a wonderful job.
Yeah, thanks. She's
What
awesome.
a nice, delicious little treat.
And maybe someday we'll see her in real life. She'll really come to Lorcana.
I bet she will. Bringing episode 6 to a close.
Crazy.
Wow. A baker's dozen.
A whole dozen episodes. And we're still number 1.
Yeah.
We're still
rocking
number
it.
1.
Next time,
Yes, next time on
Smorcana.
We're going to talk about some synergy, yo.
yeah, so something that often comes up is synergy in deck building. We're going to explore what that means and whether or not synergy is nutritious for you.
Ooh, yum. Tasty synergy.
We might talk a little bit about Snow White and the 7 Dwarves in that context.
Yeah.
And you're going to bring back another
Bet You Didn't Know About
Diz.
And we're going to talk about Snow White in that Bet You Didn't Know About Diz.
Awesome.
Yeah. Kind of tie us all together. So a really great episode we've got cooked up. And I'm sure we'll have plenty of stories from our home games and maybe some games abroad as well.
Hopefully.
We'll keep you updated.
In the meantime, follow us wherever you listen to your podcasts. Make sure you hit subscribe. You can send us an email at smorcana@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram, on Twitter. Those are at Smorcana. On Facebook, Smorcana. Everywhere on those webs, Smorcana.
Yes, you cannot miss us.
And if you search for Smorcana, a lot of times it'll be like, are you sure you didn't mean Americana? And you have to hit no. No, I did not.
Yeah, we're
I meant
Smorcana.
Smorcana.
Yeah, not Americana.
On the bright side, if you do actually manage to search for Smorcana, you'll see us.
Yeah, you won't miss us. We're right
It's
there.
a weird arrangement of letters.
Yes.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening.